You've paid your $5, now let's get into Stick and Puck. What's up, everyone? Welcome back.
Stick and Puck once again. It's that time of the month.
It's that time of the month, late month, once again.
Oh yeah, we're like halfway through. I mean, we're at 20th, huh? God damn.
Like
all right, maybe
a few weeks and we're going to have to do another one, which is fine.
that's
I'm
fine
okay
too.
with that.
I mean, because right now, best time of the fucking season.
Best time of the year.
We got
When it
playoffs
actually
going on.
counts, right?
For real, exactly. And and it's already been a pretty crazy playoffs so far. We're only 4 days into it, but yeah, we'll get into that. But I mean, as per usual, let's talk about the threads. What you got on today here, Keits?
Oh, man. The popular Arizona.
Oh, the ever so
Arizona.
popular Arizona Coyotes.
We'll maybe save that conversation for a different time. Sounds like you got a juicy video coming up here
I
probably in
do.
the next couple of weeks.
I have a pretty juicy video coming for you in the works. It's going to be a bit of a big one because it's going to be all encompassing about just like the titular, obviously Arizona Coyotes, and it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I'm excited to see that video.
Yeah.
And again for the podcast side listeners, for those that are listening strictly on the podcast platforms, we do have a YouTube channel. So again, if you want to see our faces and kind of get a visual to the whole thing, you're more than welcome to just look up Stick and Puck pod, and you'll find us, and you'll be able to watch these in a video format as well.
And not to mention, you get some extra stuff that we've been doing lately. I mean, like unboxing videos. We do a couple, NHL news videos every now and again.
Yep.
Kind of trying to do a little bit of everything. So, you might add a little bit more to our repertoire if you do go to the YouTube. So just in case.
Just in case. It's there. So yeah, again, check us out on YouTube if you haven't. But yeah, man, yeah, I got the Arizona on. This is the third. I did a video on it actually on YouTube too. So if you haven't seen it, you can check that out as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I completely hated the jersey. But then again, I saw Vejmelka with his setup,
Girl Vejmelka,
and I was just like, that jersey's kind of sick. So, and I haven't had anything from Arizona in my collection, so I decided, I was like, why not, man? Let's if we're gonna get something, let's get the third, something different,
Out of the only things that I have from the Arizona Coyotes is a Radim Verbata howler.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, that one was that I had to get. I mean, I'm such a huge Radim Verbata fan. Like when he played for the Avalanche, he was my favorite player at that time.
Yeah.
Broke my heart that he got traded to Carolina, and then
Yeah.
But I mean, he did have himself quite the time down in Arizona, and I saw it for $80, good old Reebok, and and I had to pick it up, man. I love me some Verbata, so.
Awesome, dude. And obviously it's playoffs, so it makes sense for you to have something of Avs on. And I considered wearing something Avs too, but I was like, yeah, let's do something different. I'm doing neutral. No.
Yeah, you can't get any more neutral than the Arizona Coyotes.
Hey, man, they probably got like 5 more years before they maybe even make a playoff spot, but hey.
Yeah, that's wishful thinking. But
what you rocking, man? It looks like I'm a car.
Yeah, I'm a car, third jersey. I mean, just like you said, it's playoffs time, so I almost feel like sacrilege if I don't wear anything Avalanche during this time. So
yeah, and since we also don't release these videos like podcasts right then and there, it is today's game 2.
Game 2 for the against the Seattle Kraken. And you know what? The Seattle Kraken did set a new record. The first franchise team ever to win their first playoff game ever on the road.
Huh.
Just
useless, interesting. Fact of the day.
I mean, it sucks that it had to be against the Avalanche, but
yeah,
I mean,
it does.
Seattle Kraken bucking the
It
stereotypes.
does, man.
You know,
It does.
especially like their underwhelming first year. It's kind of, and plus it's just more refreshing to see different teams in the playoffs, and I think we'll get into
Definitely,
that as
dude.
well.
I know, we're itching to talk about the playoffs so much, but like we gotta catch up, man.
Yeah,
I haven't seen you in a few weeks. We got a couple other things we need to talk about real quick before we jump into the playoffs.
well, it's
I know,
it's a
I know.
titillating notion.
I mean, like you said, it's the best time of the year.
Yeah, for sure.
Um, Couple things I want to drop by you was, well, not even couple. With us being Jersey people again, just recently. Well, it's been now what, a month, I guess, since the NHL released the big announcement what they're going to do with their upcoming jerseys, so to speak. And us
Yeah,
being Jersey guys, as some of you might not know, or most of you should know by now, that are following closely with hockey. Fanatics is going to take over Adidas
for the next 10 years
for the
after
next day.
after next year. So there's going to be one more Adidas year, and then Fanatics takes over for a decade.
So yep, and I just kind of want to. What are your thoughts on that, man? I mean, we released a video actually on that.
Yeah, I took my
Uh,
time. I took enough time in between my potato chips and donut eating to make a video about that. It's uh, it's it's discouraging. It's absolutely discouraging. And I think, I mean, even in the video that I put out, it was pretty plain to see that. I mean, you look around the league, nobody's very excited about this except for some corporate fanatic shills.
and I mean, why should they, right? I mean, Fanatics has um,
Just the
released,
worst
like,
track record
you
with.
know, it's just I mean, I own a few Fanatics jerseys, and um, I will say, yeah, they're not the greatest, man. Um,
I mean, going back to that, that Mitchell and Ness, which is basically Fanatics now that you got of the
well,
Patrick Wall. That thing's just like a piece of tarp. But I mean, even going to just regular like breakaway Fanatics jerseys is just some of the lowest quality fabric. I mean, heat pressed logos, no stitching. It's just it's a shoddy product, and I mean, this goes even further into their customer service. There are a bunch of horror stories out of any hockey jersey subreddit, or just even on their own website, just so many negative reviews of names getting spelled wrong, numbers being put on the wrong jerseys, and it's a shoddy product, and not only that, but it takes forever to get the jersey, and so it takes what I'd say like at least like 2 to 4 weeks from placing the order to maybe get hopefully get your
yes,
jersey,
that
and
yeah,
then you open up, everybody knows how it feels to like you get a new jersey in the mail. You're fucking stoked. Like, yeah, this is what I waited for. Spending my hard earned money on this,
and then you
and you
pop that
open it
thing
up,
open, it's
and
like wah wah
yeah,
wah. Yeah,
it's either the wrong size, the wrong name on the wrong or the wrong number, or all of the above, and then you got to send it back if they'll even take it back, and then you got to wait what, another maybe 2 to 6 weeks or more for a new one.
yeah, no, definitely. No, everything you said, I agree with you 100%. I mean, for me personally, like the customer service side, I've dealt with the customer service. It's awful. Example that I can give is uh, last year, winning the Stanley Cup, all that. There's obviously hype with the Avalanche. I mean, us Avs fans and whatnot. My girlfriend wanted a captain jersey, El Capitan, and everything was sold out. You could not get a Landy jersey anywhere. I mean, it was like wiped out. You could go to the pro shop at Ballerina, like
Yeah,
no one had them. So, and I wanted an Eric Johnson jersey, and I was just like itching. I was like, I want one, I want it. So I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna get Fanatics. So, so they had Landy in stock, but Johnson had to be custom made. So I was like, screw it, let's do it. I want it.
Which I get because you don't get a lot of those pre-made. You got like one or two players for the pre-made ones. So yeah,
Yeah, I
I
mean, you get
understand that.
it's and that's just nothing in that sense. Nothing against Fanatics,
That's
right? You're gonna
usual.
stock
That's
like the most popular players.
yeah.
Like
That's you.
I
That's par for the course,
I
basically.
highly doubt that there's fucking people that are like, I need Eric Johnston, and like, you know what I mean?
Oh
No
yeah,
offense
I mean
to Eric
more. Yeah,
Johnston,
probably
stud.
more of the like seasoned Avs players for
Yeah,
sure.
right. Like your captains, your Rantanens, your
Yeah,
McKinnons, your
yeah, your
Landys,
big
like
star
those
appeal.
are the things you keep
Yeah,
in stock. Anyhow, so I went through the Fanatics route. On top of when you were getting those jerseys at the time was like you had the option of adding the Stanley Cup patch,
yeah.
the 2020
The champions patch.
2022
Yeah,
Paint Champions patch.
Stanley
So it's
Cup
like
helmet patch for sure.
absolutely, right?
Well, I mean, fucking a, why not?
Like that's the reason why we're getting these jerseys, right?
Yeah,
Like
oh
it's
yeah.
like we're getting it from that year. It's like something to remember, whatever.
What better
So
way to cement it?
so long story short, like add those patches. Let's get everything you can get on it. Let's do the thing. And like you said, so I put the order in.
Beyond my abilities at the moment.
Siri's mad at me. Your Siri's mad at
Siri's
me.
yelling at us for some reason.
Anyhow, so yeah, I put in the order, and like you said, not the fastest turnaround, which I expected. I was like, it's a bundled order. I'd ordered a custom jersey. Most custom, like I mean, you look at like Cool Hockey and all those, like it's gonna take a couple weeks, whatever. This one took close to a month, I want to say. Um, it showed up in mail. Uh, and like you just said, everything you said, just like that cheap quality, everything's glued. I don't think there's a single stitch on it, but what got me was the Stanley Cup patches crooked, both of them. Mine was like like not like crazy, but like for me
To the
noticeable.
naked eye, it wouldn't be too bad, just like as a passerby. But if you're looking at it, it'd be like it. You could probably pick it out.
Landy, I mean crooked. I like crooked.
Not surprising.
Like crooked. And I was like, Jesus, man. It was like $140, $150.
Oh
And
yeah,
it's like
for the
you
extra for the
can't
add-on. Yeah.
like who like I don't know how I'm sure it's like machines doing them. I don't think it's like people doing them. But I don't know. Who knows? But it's like you, for anyone, like if there was any sort of like quality check or whatever, like you'd look at that and like, this looks off. Let's redo this real quick before we send this off, right?
Oh yeah, you would think.
Anyhow, but like the typical, like when you go through these big like corporate things, like you get your like follow-up emails, like your jersey's on the way, your jersey's here,
Your
and then
jersey
like maybe
arrived.
like
How do
3 days
you
later,
how do you feel about it?
how do
Yeah.
you, yeah, leave us like a review, like send us an email, like what are your thoughts? So I did. I complained. I said, the fucking like for the amount of money that you spend, uh
Or
it's like
they
you
made you
expect
spend.
for patches, like whatever, be like at least like minimum of straight,
Yeah,
And I said, like, everything's crooked. Did I get anything back from Fanatics?
of course
Nothing.
not.
Crickets. Not a thing. Not even a freaking 2% coupon. Like nothing.
Oh,
Nothing.
don't even expect anything like that from Fanatics, man. Like I mean, with the blooded prices they already throw down on their shoddy project, you're not getting any sort of something like that. That's for sure.
Anyhow, they're still in the closet. I'm still obviously keeping it. I mean, it's been a year now, so but
Best one for the ketchup and mustard jersey. That's
well,
for
that's
sure.
and that's what I said. I was like, I told Chris, I was like, if you're wearing jersey, you wear,
You think you're gonna
because
get
like
messy?
she
Yeah,
has a Rantanen jersey that I got her, like that's authentic.
yeah,
Uh, so I was like, if you were to go wear a jersey and like go ham one night if you want to, that's the one you wear,
yeah.
and if it happens to get, jacked up, we'll move on and we'll get something of quality next go around. So
Absolutely. So, I mean, to you, dear listener out there, get them while you can, because as of right now, we're not trying to pass like too quick a judgment. We are literally going by what
off
we've
of
seen
experience that we've seen,
and
yeah.
experienced. Like this isn't just some well, we've heard, or this is we know this is going to be for a fact. This is just what we've seen and witnessed. So I mean, think what you want to think, but I do want to just point out some great jersey dealers that have always been so solid for me. We're talking about hockeyauthentic.com up in Canada. Incredible turnaround, free shipping in Canada and US. Always customization. Perfect. This is actually where I got this one. This one from was hockeyauthentic.com. Beautiful fucking
Looks
jersey.
awesome, yeah.
Got it in 3 weeks. 3 weeks from when I ordered it. Took about a week for customization. Boom.
That's
Free
awesome.
shipping and all that. And then Ben H jerseys.
Ben H, yeah, he's
Ben H
on.
Sports on eBay. Browse what he has on eBay. Email him what you want because he will give you an even cheaper price than what he has on eBay.
Mm-hmm.
And he's already way cheaper than any other place that you can find.
He is. He's a lot of his prime greens and reverse retros are below what the Adidas uh, prices are that I've seen, at least.
Yeah, and normally if you email him rather than just order it off of his eBay site, he'll probably knock about $20 off of any order that you
Yeah,
get.
it's typically right around 10%. I think
Yeah,
what he can pull.
he's an incredible guy too. He's super easy to work with. My Elias Pettersson jersey, my Vancouver Elias Pettersson jersey, $180.
Yeah, and
180
I've
bucks.
heard about the guy too. If you're like a solid customer, and you've spent a little bit of money every now, like, don't quote me on it. I'm not saying, like, every now and then you can even sometimes get a surprise that you didn't expect.
Oh,
He's a
absolutely.
very good guy. He notices who, like, loyal customers are, and you every now and then you could, again, I've seen a couple times on other watching videos and stuff. You can um, get a surprise from him too. So
Well, I can tell you right now, the hockey guy on YouTube like swears by him as well.
yeah,
And that Shannon, he's a hockey guy. He's a hockey jersey guy.
yeah.
He's a hockey jersey guy. And then my third recommendation is, a lot of these Instagram jersey sellers or Mercari jersey sellers, like the Jersey Keeper, Sonny Beaupere.
Uh huh.
You remember we talked to him on the bench with Beeks.
Yeah.
Has incredible product, only deals with authentics. Super incredible guy as well, and is always willing to work with you on the price, and only gives you the best threads out there.
There you go. I've also heard of sportsk.com.
Sports K as well, yeah.
Yeah, Ben H is on there as well, actually. So it's, again, like, different. It's kind of like eBay, from my understanding.
Yeah.
You got, so it's jersey specific, and you get, like, different guys that you can sort of buy from.
And just another thing about Ben H Sports is that he's actually started just basically dealing in blanks.
Mm-hmm.
But there's so many customizers out there that do great work. EPS, Elite Pro Sports
Well,
in
jersey,
Canada.
what you just mentioned,
Hockey Authentic
hockey
does
authentic, jersey authentic.
customization as well.
I heard those.
Elite Pro Sports does a little more outside of the box. They're a little more wide range than Hockey Authentic, but Hockey Authentic is actually also very, very good at what they do for customization as well. So, what you do is you get a hold of them. You have these forms you can fill out. You just have to say what you have. Be very specific. You got to be very specific. These guys deal with hundreds of customizations all the time. So The more specific you can be, the better product you're going to get, anyways. But normally, customization and obviously postage for sending your jersey into them
Mm-hmm.
normally rounds out to about $100.
Pretty good deal, I think.
75 for the customization, and then whatever you have to pay for postage.
There you go, guys. So there you go for all you Jersey freaks or someone that might be wanting to get into it. These are some resources you can check out, or dealers you can check out, where you can be assured that you're going to get a quality product. So,
Absolutely.
um, and that's it for the Jersey side of it all, right? Let's
Yeah.
I mean, let's just get into the nitty gritty, huh? Playoffs.
Playoffs. You want to talk about playoffs?
Playoffs are here.
Yeah. Oh my
That
gosh.
time has come. Um, so I don't know how you Eastern Conference. We just kind of
Yeah.
mention the teams real quick.
Let's take a look at the East right now.
East, you got Bruins and Panthers, Lightning and Maple Leafs. You got Hurricanes and Islanders, Rangers and Devils. Very cool.
Very much.
Yeah, and then you want me go through the East? Just gonna mention.
Well,
all
yeah.
of them,
I mean, first of all, for the New York and New Jersey, that's old school shit. That's like '90s hockey right there. You know, that is straight up '90s hockey, and I am here for it, man. I mean, what a hell of a season for the New Jersey Devils, and I mean, and then New York just going ham at the trade deadline, getting the likes of Patty Kane and Vlad Skorosenko. It's like it really is just going to be the battle of the new.
Yeah, and I mean, like I mentioned last time too, is like the Rangers is trying to go for a cup, man. They're building that team. They want that cup,
Oh, they're
man.
not effing around
And
at all. Not at
they're
all.
they're close, man. They definitely got the people that could make it happen, man.
And cheers to Chris Drury for really realizing what kind of a chance that they have.
Yeah,
New GM, like cutting his teeth really quick. And I mean, we all know who Chris Drury was as a player. I mean, especially Colorado
I was gonna
Avalanche
say,
fans and New York Rangers fans. What kind like he was visceral. He could stick handle in a phone booth, and I mean, being around Joe, being close to Joe Sakic, he's taking cues from Joe on. He took cues from Joe on the ice. Now he's taking cues from Joe in the GM position,
yeah,
and he is killing it, man. And I gotta say, good for them, and good for Chris. I mean, not to mention he's always been such a great person in general.
mm-hmm.
What a guy to really step in and take over something like that.
Yeah,
And
no,
and I mean, and as far as the hockey goes, this is going to be an entertaining series, like skill out the ass, man. We're talking Jack Hughes, Nico Hischier, Jesper Fast versus Mika Sabanajed, Artemi Panarin, Patty Kane. I mean, Igor Shesterkin versus Vitek Vanacek. I mean, I'm here for it, bud. I'm
yeah,
here for it.
it's no, we definitely quite the setup, man. It's cool to see, that some teams that you don't typically see around that much. In
Well,
that
yeah,
sense, like
NJB coming in real hot.
yeah, and what I meant with that too is like, it's been the big talk around too is like, no Penguins, no Capitals.
Caps. Yeah.
So you got like two spots right there, right, with teams that you might not typically see.
It's been 8 years since we haven't seen at least the Caps or the Pens.
Mm-hmm.
And I think even more for the Penguins, but yeah. Unreal. It's just I mean, it's a changing of the guard. It really is. It's just I feel like this playoffs really just gives the idea that the NHL is getting younger, and you can see
Mm-hmm.
that.
No,
You can
definitely.
absolutely see. It's like we're it's just another one of those generation switches.
Yeah,
Generational switches.
definitely. And on the East side, let's look at some of these games that already happened. Which looking at a certain group here, but like it looks like it's going to be a crazy first round. Uh, let's get back to Bruins and Panthers. First game, Bruins 3-1. Uh, Pretty solid win.
Oh yeah,
Game two comes. Panthers 6, Bruins 3.
I'll tell you.
What happened?
I'll tell you what. I caught both those games, and yeah, game one was pretty much just a regular hockey game. I'll tell you what, that game two, it got chippy. I mean, Matt Kachuk just pissing everybody off. Tyler Bertuzzi pissing everybody off. What a fucking surprise! But yeah, man, it got chippy, and you know what? The Panthers turned the tables on the Bees for that one. I'll tell you that right now. I mean, they basically took the Bruins game and stuck it right back up the other way, the other direction of the Bruins for
Yeah,
sure.
no, crazy. It's I mean, again, it's there's again with the issues the Panthers are having on the D side, whatever. This just proves it again. Don't sleep on the Panthers. I know the Bruins are like the top dog right now, and they're
Yeah,
they're basically favored so far to probably get the cup this year. But again, like don't sleep on some of these teams.
and you know what?
Um,
I kind of feel like this is a better spot for the Florida Panthers, anyways. I mean, especially from last year, going to from the President's Trophy to the eighth seed in the East.
mhm.
This might be a little more less pressure of like, you got to come in and you got to be this big swinging dick, to more like, well, we just got in, so no matter what happens, we're still going to be okay with it because we're just lucky we're here.
Yeah, no, definitely. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this series continues. Next game is going to be Friday, April 21st, 7:30 Eastern. So we'll see what if the Bruins come back, the Panthers do another blowout. They'll be cool to see, man.
Wouldn't it be bloody
Um,
Shakespearean if the last year's President's Trophy winners knocked off this year's President's
how
Trophy
crazy
as
that
an
would be,
eighth seed?
right?
Wow, bloody
Yeah.
Shakespearean would that be?
But yeah, those guys are tied 1-1 right now. So yeah, we'll see where that goes. Moving on. Lightning and Maple Leafs.
Oh dear God!
So far, game one, game two today
Today,
actually.
yep, as we speak,
Um,
yes, 7-3. Wow,
7-3.
and that game was that was a load of interesting, man. I mean, so many storylines. Like, just as it always goes, in the NHL playoffs, referees going to come into question, and I got to say there were a lot of questionable calls in that first game. I mean, obviously the suspension of Bunting after that headshot on Eric Chernak, fully deserved. I mean, he totally rocketed straight up into Chernak's head, and honestly, I expected nothing less from Michael Bunting. He'll get a hot head, and he's had a lot of discourse with referees this entire season, like a lot of diving accusations, and some folks thinking that that referees aren't paying attention to him because he dives so much, and he's had some very questionable hits over the season, and
We got another Kadri on our hands.
see, and actually TSN said something about that too. Kadri clapped back at him like, you know what, fuckers? What happened last year?
Yeah.
Who's got the ring now, motherfucker? So yeah, that's funny that you mentioned that. Yeah, TSN made this a similar comment, and Kadri clapped right back at him, and good for Cads.
Yeah.
Good for him. He's trying to make a new reputation for him, and I think he did a great job of that last year. So,
Yeah, I think
good for him for clapping back.
we kind of not getting away from the playoffs, but speaking of him too, yeah, it's uh can't help but to think that he's sort of regretting his deal that he made.
Yeah, that few extra millions
Something's
not looking too
not
great when
looking
you
too
could have
good.
stayed in
Yeah, could have
Colorado with
he could have
Betsy.
taken a smidge of a pay. He still would have gotten a lot of money, but
Oh, I could have easily still brought in about 6 to stay in
yeah,
Colorado,
but
especially with Landy being on LTIR. Man, we could
oh,
have kept him.
exactly.
we could have like reacquired him or something, I mean,
You know,
but who knows?
man, I think that ship has sailed, unfortunately, when it comes to him and the Avs.
Well,
Um,
obviously, for
they're
sure,
so
for
deep in
sure.
it right now. I don't
Yeah.
think it's even feasible anymore. But
But I mean, it is a little ironic where, I
yeah,
guess you'd say ironic.
yeah,
You search for all this money and then boom, first year you want to walk out on the locker room because Daryl Sutter's a total twat.
yeah,
You know,
crazy,
which I
crazy,
mean, I can understand. I mean, that guy just looks like he's just like the worst time to be around.
crazy stuff. But yeah, again, running back to the Lightning and Maple Leafs, like you said, 7-3, game two's tonight as we speak. Um, so yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens. I just, for me, like, I was like, this is gonna be Maple Leafs year.
I
They're
thought so
they're
too on my
finally gonna
bracket.
push through. They acquire Ryan O'Reilly, like,
Nola Chari,
it's
Samsonov's in the locker room saying, "This is the best team in the NHL. We got the best everything." And Samsonov, he comes in and he lets six. They put six on him, and
right. And then on the Lightning side, watching them throughout the season, it was like, man, I think this is the end of the Lightning era.
the changing
The
of
way
the guard. Yeah,
the season was going, I was like, man, this is finally like I think we're getting to that point where we might not see Lightning anymore like we have the last
this looks like it's it.
past
Yeah.
couple of years or
Oh
whatever.
yeah.
But they come to the playoffs again, and it's like boom, like that.
Vintage Kucherov. I mean, just ripping shit from his office, just like, oh gosh, yeah, man. So, yeah, we'll see tonight. See if if the Toronto. I mean, everybody on Toronto, they just looked like they were just outmatched
Yeah.
every aspect of the game.
So yeah, I mean, we'll see where this goes, man. We'll see where this goes. Um, and let's move on to the next one. We got Hurricanes and the New York
It's
Islanders.
good to see the Islanders back into the playoffs as well. I'm a big fan of Anders Lee and Ilya Sorokin. It's just a good, hardworking team, but they're down 2-0 right now.
Yeah, first game, 2-1 loss. Game two,
A little bit better from the Islanders in game two. I mean, they brought it into overtime, and for a while they actually had the Hurricanes on their heels for a lot of that game. It was actually more double sided than the first game. It was the Canes really had the number in the first game, but yeah, I mean, I'll tell you what. Big loss to the Canes. Teravainen on a slash broke his hand. He's having surgery today, so we're probably not going to see him for the rest of the playoffs. So
mhm.
we'll be working a man down. Luckily, they've got like guys like Marty Necas that can take over a game. And I mean even Jordan Martin can make put a stamp on the game for the Canes. So I don't offensively, I think they'll be all right. This would be the best time for Jesse Puljujarvi to really come out of his post Edmonton now with the Canes like resurgence. Best time for him to like really start putting the puck in the net and show why the Canes finally got him out of Edmonton.
Yeah.
Best time, absolutely. But that one's gonna be a little more tighter for sure. You're gonna see. I feel like you're gonna see a lot less goals scored in that series than a lot of these other games. I mean, as we've seen already. I mean, we've had wide open games, 6-3, 7-3 games.
Very high scoring
Yeah,
games. Yeah.
absolute. And so yeah, this one's gonna be tight because these are both. I mean, Rod Brindamore and Lane Lambert, they play tight defensive games.
Mhm.
They expect very tight defensive hockey,
Mhm.
especially in the playoffs. So
Mhm.
this one will be interesting. I think if as long as the Islanders can at least put the puck in the net a little bit more, just a little bit more, it's going to make
Yeah.
it a very interesting series.
I mean,
For
they're
sure.
close, man. They're close. Like, we're both games, 1 goal difference, really, right?
Well,
Like,
and
for game one, 2-1, overtime game two, 4-3.
yeah,
Um,
and if
I
I had
mean,
to pick between the two goalies, I mean Ilya Sorokin versus Antti Ranta, I'm
mhm.
going Sorokin all day long.
Yeah.
But it's so much more than that. But I mean, if Sorokin can just be a little more stout than Ranta, they could steal this series for sure.
Yeah, I mean, for me, these series, I mean, from looking at everything, yes, the games have been close, but seeing Hurricanes from previous playoffs, um, they're I hate to say it, but they are the top dog, unfortunately, over the Islanders. All things considered, not disregarding again, like the Islanders are fighting back pretty strong. But if I were to say, I'd say Hurricanes in 5 in this one.
Oh man,
I think the Islanders will still. So game 3 is tomorrow. I say the Islanders still game 3, but it goes downhill from there.
I can see it as long as they keep scoring. I can definitely see it
Yeah,
because they're definitely way more potent on the offensive side than the Islanders are for sure. I mean, yeah, of course you got Matt Barzal, and basically Anders Lee and Brock Nelson, but on the other side you've got Sebastian Aho. And like I said, Marty Natchez, Jesperi Kotkaniemi can really wow a game every now and then. I mean,
sure.
and I mean even on the back end, you got Brent Burns quarterback in that power play,
Right.
and so I mean, yeah, offensively, this is definitely the Carolina Hurricanes. So if they can keep that going, yeah, I see the Canes taking this one for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Um, and now last one, we got Rangers and Devils.
Oh, just like we said, I mean, this is like a flashback to '92, man.
Yeah,
We're talking Seinfeld, Kramer versus Putty. You got to support the team.
yeah.
I hate to say it, I mean, because NJD's had such a great season, and good for them for really turning it around from last year. This is New York's series to win.
I think so too, man.
Yeah, with
I think so too.
with
I mean,
Shesterkin and just like all the players that we already mentioned, Kane, Tarasenko, Kreider, Panarin, Zibanejad, and even Adam Fox on the back end. You just it's their series, man. And you know what? That's what a young team that just makes the playoffs got to go through. I mean, shit, the New York Rangers did it last year. They went through the exact same thing,
hmm
and I mean, when I even name off all those names, I mean, you still forget about Capo Caco, Alexis Lafreniere, who had an incredible playoffs last year. The kid line was the most exciting revelation of the New York Rangers playoffs last year, and now they're like playing third and fourth lines now
hmm
because you got these intangibles that you acquired through trade at the deadline. I just can't see the New York Rangers losing this one.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. I think it's gonna be Rangers in 4 in this one.
I could see it. I could definitely 4 or 5 for sure. 4 or 5 for sure. Yeah.
I don't know. I can't say I'm a Devils hater or anything, but like
It's just they're just outgunned. They really are. They're just outgunned.
I mean, Rangers are like we talked about. They're stacked. Rangers are stacked. They're
Seriously.
no team to underlook, so to speak. Yeah, I think Devils have a lot cut out for themselves, and yeah,
Yeah.
my prediction Rangers in 4.
Oh, totally. Okay.
Western Conference.
Westy. Let's go to West.
Let's go, man. So we
Wild,
got
Wild
we
West.
got Jets with Golden Knights, Kings Oilers, Kraken Avalanche, Wild and Stars.
So I'm gonna start with the Winnipeg Jets and the Vegas Golden Knights. Huge upset in Game 1, 5-1. The
How
Jets
crazy, right?
walking into the fortress and just manhandling the Knights.
That one blew my mind.
Oh, absolutely.
Was not expecting it.
No, not
In
one
fact,
bit.
I thought it would be the other way around.
Oh,
The Golden
100%.
Knights would be blowing out the Jets. The
100%.
Jets.
Yeah. I mean, you've seen like how far they've fallen in that last part of the last half of the regular season, man. They were sitting real nice on top of first, fall all the way to the second or the last wild card. Yeah, all the way to the last wild card. in a matter of it was honestly just like a stretch of like maybe 10 or 13 games that they really just took a gigantic nosedive, and they just didn't seem to recover at all. And I mean, to come in to the Fortress game one, make that kind of a statement win, I mean, that's going to be interesting, and I did not expect it. And I mean, if we can see that kind of Jets, I could see them maybe, upsetting in 7.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing. Like, I think this is gonna be a tough fight. I originally I was thinking like a Golden Knights in 5, maybe even
Same.
4.
Oh, I was thinking
Pretty
5 for sure.
easy cruise through type of situation for the Golden Knights. But seeing that game, it's like, holy shit, we probably have something here. So I agree with you. I think this one's going to be a battle. I see this going to 7 games, but I'm still going with Golden Knights.
Oh well, I mean, if that is, it all does depend on if we constantly see that Winnipeg Jets team. We got to see that Winnipeg Jets team for this to
I
happen.
mean, if they're focused, man, like if if they go in the way they did that first game, um, world's your oyster, man.
Yeah, for sure, absolutely.
And yet game 2 is as we're recording tonight,
As well,
it's a late one.
that'll be a real big one tonight for sure. To really, I mean, and like honestly, folks, we're seriously just sitting on game 1s and game 2s right now. Well, game 2s and game 3s right now. So, we're calling it as we see it right now. This could totally change in a fucking
no, definitely,
week,
yeah. That's
for sure.
We're plan is to shoot this out ASAP. Maybe even as soon as we're done recording this.
Yeah.
I'm looking to download everything I need and just send it out, so that way it's as fresh as it is. Because again, like per usual, we're a little behind, but it is what it is. Life happens. Let's move on to the Kings and Oilers. So right now we've had game 1, game 2. Game 1 was Kings 4, Oilers 3. Great freaking game. Saw that one.
Oh yeah.
Missed the second one though, unfortunately. Oilers 4, Kings 2.
What an Edmonton Oilers fan should be worried about is that this twice in a row that they've had a 3-1 lead and almost blew it away. So, first game, obviously, 16 seconds left. The Kings tie it up, coming down from a 3-1 deficit, wins it in overtime after a terrible penalty taken by Desharnais.
Mm-hmm.
And then even in game 2, what happens? Oilers go up 2-0. Kings score a goal. Oilers once again go 3-1. Almost waste that one. You gotta tighten up on that, man. You gotta tighten up if you're the Oilers. You can't just keep going up the 2 goals, 3 goals, and just pissing those leads away. And we saw the same kind of thing last year when they played the Los Angeles Kings, and then when they even moved on to the Avalanche in game 4, the elimination game. What did we see? Oilers up 3-1, loses it in overtime.
Mm-hmm.
They need to stop sleeping on themselves if they want to keep going here.
I think I think the Oilers kind of came into like this is going to be an easy one. I think with that sort of an attitude, and obviously it wasn't. The game 1, for anyone that might have not seen the game or saw the game, you can go online. It's a bit controversial, so to speak. There was a goal that got waved off. A lot of people are arguing that was a good goal.
High stick. Yeah, it was absolutely a high stick. There's no
but
way.
There's people argue that and
you're blind if you can't
said
see that
it should have been 2-0 right now.
No.
Take it for what it is. Regardless, game 1, the Oilers had like a pretty significant lead.
They were fully in control of both of these games.
And they
fully in control.
they did it freaking Avalanche style. We'll get into them next. Just fucking blew this like pretty high lead, and yeah, I mean they paid the consequences for it.
Well, you know what they
Um,
say: a 2-goal lead in hockey is the worst lead you could ever have.
yeah. So yeah, it will be interesting to see what happens tomorrow. With Game 3. I I again not sleeping on Kings. I think the Oilers learned their lesson from Game 1,
I
and
don't
I
think
think
so.
they will cruise along from this point on.
I don't think so. I don't think they learned their lesson yet.
You
I
don't think
mean,
so?
no, not at all. I mean, the Kings almost did the same exact thing they did in Game 1, just by the grace of God, or I mean, a little bit more stout defense in Game 2 prevented that. But I mean, it's the same thing that keeps happening over and over with these Edmonton Oilers, and I don't think they've learned their lesson yet. Until they do, it's just, I think they might be able to escape this in 7, just like last year. But if
Okay.
if they if they want to keep messing around and halfway through the second period and just sleep on their opponent,
So what's your call? Oilers in 7 or Kings in 7?
I'm gonna be that guy. I'm gonna say Kings in 7.
Kings in
I think
7.
Kings got a
Okay.
little chip on their shoulder from last year, so
All right.
I
I
could.
will. I will stick to my guns, and I'm saying Oilers in 5. I
All
think they're
right.
gonna cruise along from this point on.
I don't know. All right, we'll see.
Let's move on to our favorite subject: Kraken and the Avalanche.
You know what? That first game was just so underwhelming from the
Awful.
Avalanche.
Absolutely awful.
I mean, just there was zero cohesiveness and zero bite from the Avs. If they're gonna play like that, I could see Kraken taking this in 6.
I agree with you.
But I don't think that's how the Avs are gonna play. I mean, yeah, Josh Manson was a bit rusty. Probably Kale McCarr too. That's not gonna last very long. The Avs are gonna come back and bite back. So my and I mean this is just how this year's been going for the Avs.
It's been a tough year with the injuries and everything else, right? Again, what we mentioned before, not having your captain the whole
Yeah,
year. All those things really play into
yeah.
how
I mean, it's a different kind of weird year. They're gonna win differently this year than they did last year.
how the team goes along. Yes, we lost some players after last year's run, but like all things considered, like it's mainly the same team for the most
For
part.
the most
When
part,
when when you're looking at like the main lines, so to
yeah.
speak, right?
But
Um,
I can tell you this right now: Georgiev needs to tighten up for sure.
yeah, yeah. I mean, fuck, man. Like, in my opinion, he's no different than Kemper. Like, it's like
No,
that same like
same sort of idea. He's got these exposable flaws, but as long as the Avs can really rally in front of him and play like the defensive game that we know the Avalanche can do, it's not gonna be a problem. But last game was not the game where the Avs were tightest defense,
yeah.
you know. And I'll tell you, like I said, I mean, I think it's the matter of rust. I mean, Manson hasn't played for what, almost a month and a half now.
Hmm.
Kale didn't play the last 5 or 6 games of the season.
You just
You
got
know,
Lanky back.
yeah, just got Lecky back, and so I mean, you're not going to see a lot of that from the Avalanche. So I'm going to say Avs in 6.
I was in 6. I agree with you. I was gonna say it's gonna be tougher than I think. And like, let's look
Absolutely.
at the track record. We've never done very well with the Kraken.
No,
Uh,
it's always been. That's the
um,
thing, is that it's always been like a playoff game whenever we played them.
yeah. So and
So
it's
I guess that's just
and
foreshadowing.
that and I don't know if it has anything with the Grubauer thing. Like Grubauer having a chip.
I'll
Like
tell you that.
Grubauer played fucking lights out
I will
game
tell you
1.
this. The Avs made Grubauer look way better than he actually
You
is.
think so?
That is for sure. That is for sure.
I mean, like I've had my concerns about Gru when he was part of the Avs, but like
Yeah.
overall, I was a big Gru fan. Um,
Well, back then you
over
had to be.
Frankie, to be honest. Like
Oh
I'm
no.
Frankie's growing on me big time now,
Yeah,
but it's the whole glove thing.
Yeah.
That's a whole different story. But yeah, but yeah, man.
You prejudiced bastard.
I mean, Gru played well, man. He had a chip on his shoulder. It's his former team. It's a team I think, intended to be part of till uh, today, so to speak, and things did not work out. So I think it's just like this, like, let me show you how good I am,
Hey,
like
man, it
what
was
you
his
could have had,
decision.
so to speak.
It was his
Um,
decision to sign somewhere else.
sure, I mean, money speaks, right? I mean, in the previous episode, we've talked about the whole money in NHL. You know, like
Fully.
when you get to that certain point, age, whatever, like, yes, you want to be this good player, this and that, but like you
Well,
also got to start planning for like the future,
yeah,
so
and
to speak.
especially as a goaltender, you want a little more stability because
Yeah, because
this league right now
it
is
can be
just like,
stripped from you any day.
yeah, and this league is just like it's hotcakes with goaltenders. So yeah,
Exactly,
I
man.
understand it, but I mean, just like Cads, you could have took a little less money and stayed here for
No,
however long you
I
wanted.
agree with you, man. But yeah, I do agree with you. I'd say tough game, Avs in 6.
Oh yeah, and I mean, you've seen it all season with the Avalanche. But yeah, they'll have a tough game and they'll come back and a completely renewed team
Yeah.
every time. So
Yep.
not much of a worry. I mean, obviously, yeah, it's a shitty way to start the playoffs. But hey, man, long fucking series.
It is what it is. All right, last one, man. Last one. We got the Wild and the Stars. They're tied at 1-1 as of now. Game 1 was 3-2 Wild in overtime.
Double overtime, mind you.
Yep,
Double
that's right.
overtime.
Double overtime. And we got game 2. Stars 7, Wild 3. What the hell happened?
Minnesota just robbed them of game one, man. Dallas was just, I mean, especially when pretty much the whole game, Dallas just had the upper hand the entire time. But I mean, especially when you were going into first and then second overtime, it was just Dallas had their number, man. But Philip Gustafson for Minnesota just stood on his head and just stole that game, and then Fleury comes in and then gets pummeled. So I mean,
I freaking love
Fleury's out. I feel like Fleury's out for the rest of the series.
rest of the series, you think?
Oh, no way, no doubt.
After that one, huh?
I'm gonna say Dallas in 5. I just can't see it. I just can't see Gustafson or
Man, I'm such a big Flurry fan.
I don't know why.
And I just, he's great. I mean, the
He's got a
soft
great
spot for,
personality,
I,
charismatic,
like,
all-time
it's
pro. For
Avs
sure.
is, we've had this conversation before. I mean, I'm Avs number one no matter what. Avs for life. Huge soft spot for
It's that
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh influence.
Huge soft spot for Pittsburgh.
And I don't blame
Family
you.
ties.
Yeah.
I Wild in 6. Why? I don't know.
Oh, that's
I
lofty.
just because I like
That's
Flurry.
lofty. Oh, well, if he plays
I think
anything
this is
like
going to be
last
one of those
night,
back and forth games. But I think the Wild will pull through in 6.
I just think Dallas has more skill.
I think it's going to come down to goaltending.
I don't.
I think it's going to be a 10D battle.
I think Ottinger's got Fleury beat or Gustafson's beat. So if you want to play Tendy battle, I think Ottinger's way better of a goalie than either of those two. We'll see.
We'll see, guys. Yeah, playoffs in full swing. Like I said, we got game 2s going on right now.
Let us know your picks down in the comments section. We want to hear from you guys.
Let us know what you guys think. Yeah, absolutely. It's fun. This is exciting. Again, thank you guys so much for joining in. This was I didn't even know how long we've been recording. I feel like this was like pretty quick one, but straight to the point.
No dilly-dallying this
No
time.
dilly
eh?
dallying. We're super excited about this. Like Cody mentioned, join the conversation in comments. See what you guys think. See where your heads are at with this year's playoffs. We got some besides the podcast. We got a couple fun things cooking up for you guys. Just additional videos on the YouTube side. Again, for everyone that listens strictly audio, please consider tuning in on the YouTube channel, as we do have extra stuff out there that will not be on the podcast platform strictly. Again,
And where else are you going to see our beautiful faces?
yeah, exactly.
And not to mention, thank you guys so much. Like all the the stuff that we've put out has gotten some pretty good views. So
Yeah, more than we thought. More than we thought. I mean, again, mentioned this a thousand times before. We're not here to make money off of this. Nothing like that. This is just out of passion and everything.
but it does make us feel better to see
But
you guys
it kind of
looking at
motivates
it.
you to like do more of them, and it gets you like pumped.
Yeah.
So it's any comment, any thumbs up, whatever is super
Greatly
appreciated. Yeah.
And thank you to all our new subscribers, all our new recent subscribers.
Yeah.
And the folks that have been subscribed for so long. Thank you guys so much as well. Like without you guys, we wouldn't have as much fun doing this.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But yeah, that's it for now. Again, thanks so much. We'll see you super soon. And yeah, take care, guys. Enjoy the playoffs.
Until next time, keep your tape stick, your skates tied, and your head up for another
Hold that.
episode of Stick and Puck.
That's right. We'll see you guys next time.
Cheers.
Bye.